Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's session, we are going to learn how we can use Python with AWS for creating resource like S3, S3 bucket, and then we'll perform a practical where we can upload and download the file using Boto3. So there are some prerequisites you should need to follow in this tutorial, which is you should have AWS account with sufficient privileges and you should have installed Mobexterm in which we are going to connect our EC2 instance. Then we will learn about what is AWS S3 bucket, what is Boto3 in Python, and then finally we will perform practical to create S3 bucket. Then we will simply upload one file and then we will see how we can download that file using Python. So the steps include like updating the packages on Ubuntu. So we are currently using 24.04 LTS version of Ubuntu, which is the latest version. Then the second step is to install Python. So the latest version of Python is 3. And then we will install Boto3 on Ubuntu 24.04 LTS using pip. Then we will create an IAM user and configure IAM user using AWS command line interface. Then finally, by using Boto3 with AWS S3, we will upload and download the file. So let's start. So let's understand first what is AWS S3 bucket. So an AWS S3 bucket is a cloud storage container provided by AWS Amazon Web Services to store and retrieve data objects such as files, images, videos, and databases. So for example, it can be used as a storage container. So an S3 bucket acts as a folder or directory in the cloud where you can store your data securely. So let's take an example. Suppose we have website and want to store images and videos. So you can create an S3 bucket named my website asset to store all your website media files, etc. And so benefits of using S3 bucket as it offers scalability, durability, accessibility, and as well as security. So S3 provides robust security features like encryption, access control, and versioning to protect our data. So that's why we use AWS S3 bucket. Now, what is Boto3 in Python? So Boto3 is a Python library that serves as the official AWS SDK, which is software development kit for Python. So it provides developers with an easy to use interface to interact with various AWS services directly from their Python code. So for example, if you want to create an S3 bucket, upload a file to it, or perform any other AWS operation, you can do using Boto3. So this library abstracts the complexities of AWS API calls and provides Pythonic methods and objects to manage AWS resources seamlessly. So in essence, Boto3 empowers Python developers to integrate AWS services into their application effortlessly, so making it a preferred choice for building cloud-native solution on AWS. Now let's understand the main difference between the Boto3 and the Terraform. So let's understand the main difference between Boto3 and Terraform. So the purpose of the Boto3 is specifically designed for as the official AWS SDK for Python, allowing developers to programmatically interact with AWS services using Python code. And Boto3 is focused on AWS services and provides Pythonic methods and classes to work with AWS resources such as EC2 instance, S3 bucket, DynamoDB, tables, Lambda function, and more. So it's primarily used for automation, management, and development of AWS infrastructure and application. On the other hand, the Terraform is an open source infrastructure as code tool developed by HashiCorp. So it enables users to define and provision infrastructure using a declarative configuration line. So Terraform is cloud agnostic and support multiple cloud providers such as AWS, Azure, Google Cloud Platform, and others. So it allows users to define infrastructure, resources, dependencies, and configuration in Terraform file. So in summary, Boto 3 is specific to the AWS and focuses on interacting with AWS services programmatically using Python. So while Terraform is a broader infrastructure as code tool that supports multiple cloud providers and enables infrastructure provisioning and management through declarative configuration. Now let's move on forward with the practical. So first, you need to have an EC2 instance. So let's create an EC2 instance. So here is my AWS console, and I have already, if you are, so just search your EC2 as I am already in EC2. So if you click on EC2, then click on launch instance. So we are going with the free tier account. Then simply name your instance. And then click on Ubuntu and select the latest version, which is of 24.04 LTS. Then select T2.micro, which is for free tier eligible. Then select key. You can also create a new key pair or select the existing key pair. Then I am going to select the default security group. Then simply click on launch instance. So I'm going to refresh it. So here you can find that our EC2 instance have been running state successfully. Now just copy this IP address, and I am using MobXterm to connect with my instance. So just enter your IP address, then type username as Ubuntu, then select your key here, and simply we have successfully connected our EC2 instance. Now simply, so the first step, always make sure you update your packages of our system. So simply type here sudo apt update. Now the next step is to install Python 3 on Ubuntu 24.04 LTS. So as we are using the latest version of Ubuntu, so Python 3 comes pre-installed on Ubuntu, so there is no need of installation of Python as it comes with the latest version of Python. So directly, so if you have not installed or using the old version, so you can simply copy this command and paste here. So as it is already been installed here, you can find that Python 3 is already the newest version installed on our Ubuntu system. So we will clear this and simply now we will check, we will verify the installation of Python 3 with the command of version. So it will give the version. So here you can find Python 3.12.3 is the latest version of Python current. Now our next step, so our next step is to install additional tools like pip. So you can do this by installing the Python 3 pip packages. So simply copy this command, which includes sudo apt install Python pip package. So basically, what is pip? So pip is the package installer for Python. So it is used to install and manage Python packages, libraries, and modules from the Python package index and other sources. So pip simplifies the process of installing external Python dependencies for our project. And Python 3 basically is the latest major version of the Python programming language. So simply we are going to install the pip now. Now, next step is to install Python Boto3 using the pip3. So to install the Boto3 library for Python on Ubuntu, latest version of 24.04 LTS, we can use package manager pip, so which is the default Python package installer. So simply you can copy this command. You can also use pip or directly use the Python 3 with, with the Python package installer. So here you can find we have successfully installed the pip. Now we are going to install the Boto3. So simply type here sudo apt install python 3 with the Boto3 and -y, which will allow the permission to download it. So we have successfully installed it. Now, so for installing Boto3 using pip, so simply you can use this command. So it will require the environment. So let's try. So as you can see, it is managed by the external environment. So no issues, we have already installed. So now we will check the version of the Boto3. So here you can find we have successfully downloaded the Boto3. So the current version is 1.34.46. So you can clear this. Now we have successfully installed the Boto3 and we have also printed its version. Now our next step is to create an IAM user and configure IAM user using AWS CLI. So I have already created IAM user. So you just need to download the AWS CLI on a system. So with the help of this, we can configure the AWS and simply you need to paste your access key and secret key. And then we can, so it will allow the resources to create an AWS account. So now we will download the AWS CLI on our system. So you can use the official AWS website for downloading AWS CLI. So simply copy this command and paste here. So first you need to download the apt unzip. So with the help of this, so we can unzip our files downloaded. So now we will execute again this command. Again, just copy the URL and paste here. Then you can see it is unzipping the files which are downloaded. And if you list out the files, now just list out the files. Here you can find that we have successfully unzipped the file by using the unzip apt package, which will unzip the files of AWS CLI. Now, our next step is to configure. So now we have finished with the installation of AWS CLI, then we can use AWS configure command to configure our credential. So simply we will use this command. Now here you need to enter your AWS access key as well as the secret key. So here you can see I have entered my access key and secret key. So you should enter your access key and secret key as well as the region name. So I have selected your AP South one, which is of Mumbai, and default output format you can select JSON. Now we have configured the credential for our default profile as well as the default region. Now we will use Boto3 with AWS S3. So this is our step 5. So to use Boto3, you must first import it and indicate which service or services you are going to use. So basically we can create S3 bucket, upload files to the S3 bucket and download files from the S3 bucket. So now we will simply create an Python file in which we will paste our Python code. So simply copy this command and paste here. So this will create a Python file where we can enter our Python code, and then we will execute that Python code, and then the resources which we are going to create now will apply on our AWS account. So resources which we are going to create is S3 bucket, and we will see one example of how we can upload the file and download the file. So simply click on. So simply this command will open an editor with the file name as AWS S3 and .py for the Python. Now, so you can refer the article which is available on posttechnics.com. So in detail, I have mentioned here the command as well as the code. So first step is to copy this command and paste. So first you need to import the Boto3 library. So this line will import the Boto3 library, which will provide an interface to AWS services in Python. Then we need to connect to the AWS S3. So that's why we are using this command. So here we are going to create an S3 client object named as S3 using the Boto client, and which will allow us to interact with the S3 services. Then finally, which we are going to specify a region. So I am currently using AP South one as the Mumbai region. So here you can select region as per your requirement. So now let's move forward, and now the next step is to create S3 bucket with the region constraint. So simply copy this command, copy this code and paste it. So now here you can find the line to create the bucket. So bucket response is equal to s3.create bucket. So this line will create an S3 bucket named as. So here you can find the bucket in double quotes the bucket name. So I am currently using the bucket name as my DevOps in bucket. So with the region constraint specified by the create bucket configuration, and here you can find the location constraint parameter that will ensure the bucket is created in the specified region. So here I have mentioned the region, and here I have specified the region name, so which is AP South 1. Then getting the bucket name is an optional step, but so this line will set the variable bucket name to the bucket name which is my DevOps in. So while not explicitly needed for the upload or download operation in this code, it could be useful for future operation where the bucket name needs to be referenced. So that's why I have get the bucket name from the response. So now the next step. So first we will save this file and run this code. So this will create bucket. So simply enter Control plus X, Shift plus Y and enter. Now to run the command, you simply need to type your Python 3 and the name of the Python file which you have created, which is AWS S3, and simply press enter. So here it has been successfully executed. Now let's check to just now let's check that whether S3 has been created successfully or not. So just type here S3, then click on S3 here. Then here you can find we have successfully created bucket, but there are no objects currently, and there are no object, we can not download anything. So now let's take an example. So now we will upload the file to the S3 bucket. So first we will just take an example. So we will download one test.jpg file. So we will download this image. So to download this image, so just copy this image. So we are going to upload this file, this JPG file, on our S3 bucket. So simply paste here the address. Okay, now let's take another example. So suppose I'm going to create my sudo nano. So we will create one HTML file here, index.html file in our opt directory, and simply you can create your code if you want. So let it be. So we will simply create one paragraph called hello world. And put this. Now we will save this. You can enter index.html file for your requirement. Now we have created one index.html file in our opt directory. Now we will do ls now. Now here you can find that we have created our Python file here, the Ubuntu. So simply we will again open editor and just copy this file name, which will open our code. Now our next step is to upload the file to the S3. So first you need to specify so just copy this code to upload the file. So here you can find here you just need to change the file name. So here I have initially, now I am going to upload the file called as index.html, which is the file path name. So the file is stored in the opt directory. So the path where the file is located, then the file to upload, the file name which is index.html, then the files to the S3, which full patch of the file, then the s3.upload file to S3, the bucket name and file to upload, which will upload the file to S3 to the S3 bucket named as my DevOps bucket. And finally, then here you can find the print. So it is going to create and print a success message confirming the creation of the S3 bucket in the specified region, so which is AP South 1A. So now we will save this file, Control plus X plus Y and enter. Now simply we will again execute this file, Python 3 and the Python file name, which is AWS S3. So here you can find that it is has error. So the error was showing that the bucket was already created. So I have deleted it. And now here you can see we have uploaded the file in the S3 bucket. Now we will also enter the code to download that file. So simply copy this code and paste here. So just you need to enter the name of the file which we are going to download, so which is index.html. So here in the download file from S3 bucket, you need to use the parameter like the download file, which will include the download file name. Then comes the S3 download file, which will include the bucket name, the file to upload, and the downloaded file. So the download file will consist of the name of the downloaded file, then the downloads. So then by using S3 download, then it will download the file to upload from the S3 bucket name, and then it will save as the downloaded file. And finally, then it will print the message by confirming the successful download of the file from the specified S3 bucket, which is my DevOps bucket. So now we will simply save this code and run this code. So now here you can find that S3 bucket has been created successfully in the region AP South 1, as well as the index.html file downloaded from the S3 bucket has also been downloaded successfully. So if you list out here, you can find we have successfully downloaded the HTML file. Now we will verify this. So here you can find our bucket name, which is mydevopsin.com, and sorry, mydevopsin bucket. And if you refresh this, so here you are loading object, and here you can find the index.html file which we have uploaded by using Python Boto3. So we have successfully performed the practical, and also we have verified the output. Now if you simply click here, it will give you all the details regarding the last modified S3 URI and etc. So here you can find, if you have list out, here you can find we have downloaded it successfully. So simply we will revise the, so first we have imported the Boto3, then we have connected the AWS S3 through Boto3, then we have specified the region, so which, so AP South 1 is the region we have currently used. Then we have created S3 bucket with the region constant. Then we have given the bucket name as my DevOps bucket. Then we have upload the files from our system to the S3 bucket. So first I have created is index.html file in the OPT directory. Then I have simply uploaded that file to the S3 bucket. And simply I have printed that message that I have uploaded the file successfully. Then again, at last I have downloaded the file which, which I have uploaded earlier, which is index.html in our system. Then I have printed the message that I have downloaded the file index.html in our system successfully. So this was the Python file and Python code to create S3 resource and to upload and download the file. So So simply we will exit this. So you can refer the article which is available on costtechnique.com. So here I have mentioned the detailed information, and you can also refer the code from here. So we will conclude for today. So in conclusion, leveraging Python and Boto3 for AWS S3 operation streamlines file management, offering efficient upload and download capabilities for enhanced workflow automation and productivity. So with these tools, developers can seamlessly integrate S3 bucket handling into the application, optimizing cloud storage management. So for reference, you can visit the official website, as well as if you have any queries, you can contact us on this link. And here you can find the related articles where the article name start and stop AWS EC2 instance using Python Boto3. So you can refer this article for a. So thank you for watching my video, and please do like and share the video, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you again, and see you in the next video.